Hi, everybody. Welcome to your basketball game as part of the Classic and the next to the last one of this great event here on the campus of South Georgia Tech. And a couple of teams that are out-of-towners on the floors. We take a look at the starting five for Chattanooga State. Polk, O'Day, Drawn, Reel, and Curry. Couldn't read my own handwriting. Well, those are the five that begin it for Chattanooga State. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor for Shelton State, Bone, Nicona, Hobdy, Bianazzi, and Thomas. All getting your 10th game start. It is the 10th of 11 games to be played here with one more to go, and that one more to go is Chipola taking on South Georgia Tech at 4 o'clock this afternoon or thereabouts. This game getting a slightly late start because of the injuries in the prior game. It wasn't an OT game. It wasn't fouls. It wasn't traveling. It wasn't those kind of things that typically delay a game. It was injuries. 2 broken noses in the prior ball game between Eastern Florida and Northeast Mississippi. Who said this was a gentle, non-contact sport? 2-zip Chattanooga State lead. O'Day with a miss. On the other end of the floor is Hobdy. And you got a little reach in, and let's see if the reach in drew the foul. Real committing the personal. Now here is the interesting sidelight to this ball game, and that is the coaches who were teammates at the University of Alabama on the basketball team back in the 90s. And I think that was the first or last, or at least one of the Final Four teams for women's basketball at the University of Alabama. Madonna Thompson, head coach at Shelton State. Stacy Franklin, head coach at Chattanooga State. Nicona with a miss. Rebounded by Curry. Couple of minutes into the ball game, a little bit of a slow start for really both, but more so for Shelton State, based on the fact they've got none on the board. And foul on Hobdy with the effort by Polk to put in the 2, and Polk will go to the strike. Four 4-0 advantage for the Tigers. Second set of Tigers we've had on the floor today. And the Northeast Mississippi Tigers. Bone with a miss, rebounded by Bianazzi. Out front to Hobdy, feeds down low to Coleman, giving it to Bone. Bone putting up the 3, and a favorable bounce off the glass Nearly wipes out that 4-zip lead. 4-3 contest. And just a side note, our video is on the Jumbotron here on both ends of the floor in the hangars. You've got to walk by reel. But also, due to a little computer glitch, our audio is on that board. Now, you can't hear the audio that well when there's a little noise in the arena, but when there is no noise, you can. Yeah, there's a reason for this story. And that is that, believe it or not, kind of a shy guy. I don't want to be the center of attention. So when it gets quiet here, I'm going to be quiet on the broadcast for the most part. So if we go a span with no talk, you know it's quiet in the hangar. You know, I'm not like E.F. Hutton, where you want people hanging on your every word. Remember the old E.F. Hutton commercial? I'm probably dating myself again. Nicola with a spin move. And Shelton State will take their first lead at the 6:09 mark. Well, I am going to be dating myself over the course of game coverage when I make references to commercials, TV, and music. It'll show you how far back I go. Hamdi for 2. Shelton State with a loss to Chipola, a win over Eastern Florida. Missed by drawing. Down low to Nicola. And Nicola shoving into the glass with the left hand for 2. And I think we had a team called timeout, but the officials say, heck, it's so close, let's make an immediate timeout. Buccaneers leading by 5.
Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Well, he told me earlier today, the gentleman with the headphones on, he was not going to be on camera. I said, why? And I think that's 2 games and 2 camera shots. But we got to mention what a great job he does on all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I mentioned it in the prior game, but he's a guy that transports stats, makes sure water coolers are filled, and all kinds of odds and ends, and maybe a little babysitting in the moment. Just about halfway through the opening stanza. Tipped out of bounds. Romy and Ozzie touching it last. It has been an early game of runs. 4-0 for Chattanooga State to begin it, and then 9-0 for Shelton State. And the Bucks trying to turn it into a double-digit run. Romy and Ozzie with 2. That's 11 straight for the Buccaneers. David Finley, our halftime guest. Curry giving it over to Polk. Top side to Drawn. For the corner. Trying to bank it off the window. That is a newcomer, Nora Walkup. And Nicola with the rebound. And she'll be manhandled by Curry. Bucks trying to make it 13 or 14 in a row. Obianazzi with it. Dumps it down low to Nicola. And it's Anna Angelovska into the ball game, trying to create a little more of a physical obstacle for Nicola. Loose ball and a jump ball. Possession arrows got us going to the Buccaneer end. Jalen Pleasant into the game. Out goes Nicola. Thomas into the game. And make that Kimball. Thomas already in. Kimball coming into the game, and out will go Homney. Lob to Thomas. Thomas feeding over to Pleasant. Pleasant shooting the three. Got the rim. Obianazzi down with the rebound. Toss intended for Kimball. Draw nearly took it away. Kimball able to get it back. Obianazzi firing into the corner. Pleasant. Out of that corner, giving down low, overshoots the target. Walkup coming down with a loose ball. That is Curry with the drive off the glass and rim. Kimball with a board. Back it goes to Pleasant. Nearly lost out of bounds by Pleasant. Able to retrieve. Works her way to the lane. Goes outside of the arc to Thomas. Nothing down low for Thomas. Kimball into the corner. Bone for three. Rims it in and out. Back over to Bone. Able to get into Kimball. Kimball turns around. Misfires. And stepping out to retrieve was Bone. Rio coming back into the game for the Tigers. And Olivia O'Day back into the game too. Drawn giving over to Real. And Real apparently thinking that Walkup was going one way. She went another. That'll head out of bounds, and the Bucks will have the basketball. Into the game comes Brianna Adams. Also checking into the contest is Layla Davis. Davis with the top side. Handoff goes to Pleasant. Buccaneers trying to keep that run intact. Unanswered run out front, and goes to Davis. Well, is it good or not? I haven't seen an official say. But according to the scoreboard, it is. And it's a 13-4. 9-point Buccaneer lead. .13-0 run stopped as the Tigers hit two, make it a 13-6 contest. Off the fingertips of Kimball, then Walkup. Angela Ofska coming off the floor into the game for Chattanooga State is Janisa Jones. And a reminder, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we need about 24 more to hit 5,500. Should be a subscribe button nearby, and not only does it give you access to games, shows, interviews, but polls, you know, the YouTube community kind of stuff. Walk-up with a miss, rebounded by Adams. Goes over to Pleasant. And Pleasant tumbles and does so apparently compliments of a Chattanooga State foul. That'll be called on drawn. You got a second to get a shot off in the corner. Given to Davis. And Davis fouled from the backside by Walker. Now, was she in the act of shooting when fouled is the question. And the officials say yes. Davis 0 for 2, and that'll be tipped out and finish up the first. 13-6. Shelton State lead after 10 minutes of basketball. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catches shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Ten minutes into this, with the advantage belonging to Shelton State, went on a 13-0 run and turned a 4-zip Chattanooga State lead into eventually a 13-4 Shelton State advantage. And then, of course, Chattanooga State breaking that 13-0 run and turns it into a 13-6 game headed into the second. Into the ball game, Jenkins missing from three-point range. Curry with a rebound. Pass intended for Walkup, couldn't hang on to it. Into the corner to Pleasant. Pleasant going baseline, and then Walkup kind of stuck that hip out, trying to defend against Pleasant. Drew the foul. Pleasant to put it in play from the baseline. Gives out to Kimball. Trying to get the pass to Adams. That was a tiny window, and the window wasn't open much. Polk coming up with a loose ball. Foul called on Adams as Real goes to the line. Couple of Real free throws turns it into a 5-point game. And Chattanooga State, who had that 4-0 run to begin the game, has gone on a 4-0 run here. Pleasant to put it in play from the opposite side of the floor. One more game to go, Tigers and Jets in the Classics finale. Hand it over to Jenkins. Jenkins back to Kimball. Kimball from the elbow. Rebounded by Polk. Jones into the corner. Real for three. Rebounded by Kimball. Pleasant down the floor to Davis. And Davis with her first two of the game. Hand it off to Polk. Trying to send it down low to Walkup. Tipped out of bounds by Kimball. Polk with a jumper, 6-footer, went 7. Rebounded by Pleasant. Jenkins with a miss. Real over to Polk. Down low, Real. Polk the toss, Real the bucket, Jenkins the foul. And Real headed to the strike. I think we're going to see some changes for the Buccaneers. How about 5 new faces? Everybody that was on the floor goes off the floor. Everybody that started the game for the Bucs is now back in. Real capping off the 3-point play. Turns it into a 4-point game. Nicola drawing the foul. Typically a very good free throw shooter, 80% from the line. So she is not going to miss much. And Selma misses 2. And made 1 of 2. Polk. Loose ball retrieved by the Buccaneers. Fed down to Nicola. Homney sticking it into the corner. Omiganaza bringing the baseline. And that will go off Thomas and out of bounds. Jones driving, shot no good. Nicola pulling it down over to Obianaza. Wide open, down low, ball for an easy two. Lost out of bounds by Curry. And the Buccaneers will have it. In an 18-11 low-scoring game, 6:11 to play, half number one. David Finley coming up at the half. And there's another foul and another trip to the line for Nicola. And that's a couple of personals on Real. And Angelovska back into the game. Out will go Jones for Chattanooga State. Two of two goes Nicola. Real putting it in play. Give goes to Polk. Polk picking up the dribble. Taking the baseline was O'Day, but with a reach step of the way, Paul not open. Rebounded by Real, and Real walked. Fend to Nicola. Back it goes to Thomas, and Thomas drilling the three, prompting a timeout. It'll be asked for by Stacy Franklin and Chattanooga State. And let's see if we combine this with a media timeout again. With 5:27 to play in half number one. That's a little dancing over there in the corner. I think that's Chipola that will be playing in the upcoming game against South Georgia Tech. And they are celebrating the new year already. Not far away from 2025. Here in the Eastern time zone, about 10 hours shy, maybe about 9.5 to be exact. And if you are from Shelton State, you're 10.5 away from the brand new year. I could go on. You know, across the country. But I'm not real familiar with all those time zones. So I'll just stick with here and there, Eastern and Central. Put in play to Curry, 5:18 to go in the half. And you got a 10-second violation. Buccaneers defense creating the turnover. again, I'm not sure if that 5:27 timeout was combined with a media timeout or if we will take a break at the first end ball inside 5. In and out with a 3 try from Obi and Ozzie. Thomas trying to track it down in the corner, stepped out of bounds. And it'll be Chattanooga State basketball. And a walk by Walkup. Here's Drawn coming back onto the floor. And let's see who leaves. It'll be Curry. And apparently that 5:27 timeout was combined with the media break. We didn't take one there. Into the corner to Hobney. Hobney with a miss. Tipped out. Up with it is Davis. Fires into the corner to Hobney. Back it goes to Davis. Given to Bone and then into the corner to Thomas. Off the side of the backboard, Davis with it. And that'll head out of bounds. Last touched a Tiger. Buccaneers will have possession. Put in play to Davis. Gives to Hobney. Thomas with a hand to Bone. Back over to Thomas. Already has 3 misfires on that one. Polk with a rebound. Drawn, picking it up near the elbow. Out front to O'Day. Shoots the 3. Hobney sending it to the other end. Nicola got the bucket and drew the foul. So Nicola with an opportunity for 3. In play to Drawn. That is Polk for 3, and she will drop it in. Turn it into a 12-point ball game with 3:11 to go. Half number 1. David Finley, our halftime guest. PA guy here, academic team at South Georgia Tech. Bone trying to respond with a 3 on the other end, rebounded by Drawn. She's got it. And the Tigers draw to within 10. Over to Davis. Back out front, Bone. Nicola with it. Hobney from the corner. Off on the 3 try. Nicola. The putback good. O'Day with a give to Walkup. Walkup with a long 2. Good looking shot from Walkup. Over to Nicola. Back to a 10-point game with 1:51 left in half number 1. Davis for 3. Too strong. And that will go out of bounds. Rolling off of Davis. Pleasant into the game for the Bucks. Curry back into the game for the Tigers. One-hander floated into the glass by O'Day, rebounded by Thomas. And then Thomas and Jones tie up. Possession arrow will keep us on this end of the floor. Polk leading scorer for the Tigers for 2. Got away from Nicola. O'Day gives it to Curry, and Curry lays it in. And the Tigers have trimmed it to 6. Davis to Thomas. Off the glass. Polk with a rebound. Get a chance to make it a 3 or 4 point game. Tigers, it looked like playing for the last shot of the stanza. Polk turns it into a 4 point game, and that will indeed be the final shot and points and possession of the half. 28-24, Tigers with a late run, making it a close one at halftime. It is becoming a tradition at halftime at some point to have David Finley with us. How you doing, David?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing good as well. All right, you are renowned for your PA work at basketball games there at South Georgia Tech, but you've actually got another job that maybe pays a little better and probably what brought you to South Georgia Tech to begin with. So let's talk about it first. Academic Dean, what all is involved with being an academic dean at South Georgia Tech?
I like to tell people that academic deans are the grease between the instructors and the higher administration. That seems to be true. We're also the grease between the instructors and the students. So we work for just about everybody on campus.
Now, as an academic dean, do you get like alerts when a student's grade maybe reaches a certain level or drops to a certain level, or is it more of a manual thing where you are researching those kind of things?
It's actually both. Some classes I have, like I'm over the John Deere Ag Tech program, and I've asked the instructors of our core classes, when the students are taking English, math, psychology, I ask those instructors to let me know so I can let the dealers know, and hopefully between the dealers, the core teachers, the ag teachers, and myself, we can get that student some redirection and help. but for other programs that are not partnership programs, usually at this time of the year, we'll start hearing grade appeals and seeing what we can do to help students out with that.
So that is that what originally brought you to South Georgia Tech? I mean, or was it another area of education first?
Well, I came on campus in 1992, worked for Aramark, and I started to run the cafeteria here in August of 92. And then April of 97, I started teaching culinary arts part-time as an adjunct instructor. And I started with 4 students. And when I got to 30 students in 2 years, the president, John Johnson, at the time, asked me to come on full-time. And we built that culinary arts program into one of the best in the state. And it's been recognized nationally, too, as a great place to learn culinary arts. So I did that from 1999 to 2015 when I took over as an academic dean here.
Is that now? I'm an outsider with very limited knowledge on all kinds of stuff, but academics and education in particular. But is that kind of a normal process? I mean, from adjunct to culinary arts and now to academic dean, is that unusual?
That's not unusual at South Georgia Tech. We like to look after and look out for our own people. We're a big family out here. And we like to help people succeed if that's what they want to do. I'm not close to retirement age, but I can see it down the road in about 5 or 6 years. And so I'm already looking at some instructors now that would be great to fill my job and to continue the great work that we've done. As I tell my instructors, I've got a great group of men and women that really care about the students. They go the extra mile for the students. They, they're great in what they do, and I'm just proud to be part of their team.
I was sitting here when you first said you joined the staff there as an adjunct in 1992. If my math skills are right, that's about 32 years ago. So with, as you mentioned, 6-7 years remaining, do you see yourself staying as an academic dean, or is there some other level or education that you'd like to achieve before retiring?
Well, I earned my doctorate from UGA in 2015. So there's no more education I want other than whatever life has to educate me on. But I serve the college. I got hospitality in my blood. So wherever the college needs me is where I'll go. Right now, they need me as an academic dean, and I am more than happy to serve in that capacity and to try to make South Georgia Tech the best place for students to get educated, for teachers to educate, and for administrators to shine throughout the state. And that's what I see my job as here.
See, I've already learned today. I did not realize that you were a doctor, so now I'm going to have to call you Dr. Finley, right, instead of David Finley.
It doesn't matter. There are a lot of doctors. When we were going through doctoral classes, our instructors were all EDs and PhDs, and they had us call them by their first name. They weren't strict on doctors. If I ever tell you it's Dr. Finley, it's because you have upset me. So
I'm going to be watching for that then.
Yeah, I don't get hung up on the title.
All right, let's talk about music, PA there at South Georgia Tech. You're the guy. I mean, man, when you hear a national anthem, when you hear the pregame, halftime, postgame music, and even during the game, music as well. That's you. How did that come to be?
When Coach Stephen Wright was here, he and Coach Brandon Harrell asked me to fill in. And I just, like I do as an academic dean, I said, okay. And my music, I grew up when I was 14, I started singing barbershop quartet music with a barbershop quartet chorus. And my music background is not what kids today like. I'm stuck in the 70s and 80s, very few 90s. My adult children said, Daddy, we got to get you onto Apple Music so you can play some hits. So we're going to try that out this year. I just hope everything's clean. But I like the oldies. I've had a lot of we had hosted a tournament this last weekend, and someone from Albany Tech told me they love coming here because I played great music. But we have fun with it. Right now it's Christmas time, so I'm playing Christmas music during timeouts. And I've updated that a little bit. So my children are dragging me into the 2020s, kicking and screaming all the way, but that's what we got to do.
Well, let me say, too, that I thoroughly enjoy the music. I'm a 70s guy, too. Yeah. 70s, maybe the early 80s, touch the 80s. So some great music there. And I get to the kids. My daughter had control on a 9-hour trip of the music, and it was rough.
Well, and the girls have given me a warm-up list that's on YouTube. And I played that the first time this last weekend, and okay, if that's what they want, and if it helps them win, whatever helps them win, I'm willing to try.
I don't want you to take me down memory lane. The first time that you played the melancholy music when somebody fouled out, what prompted that, and what was the reaction?
I had gone with the school to Kansas City. We take students to Skills USA competitions every year, and the Nationals were in Kansas City, and they had a skills night at a Royals game. And when the opposing pitcher got pulled, they played a Family Guy clip where Stewie is saying, "Hey, Brian, play the music from The Incredible Hulk." And he put his backpack on and hitchhiked like David Manner did at the end of every episode with Bill Bixby back in the 70s, of course. And I thought that was pretty neat. If I ever get a chance, that's what I'm going to do. And I went out and found it and paid 99 cents for it. So whenever an opposing team member fouls out, I play you have to hitchhike off the court music. So that's what that's all about.
Now, are you always kind of unconsciously in search of new material to add, kind of like that?
Oh yeah, I have it called in a list called trolling music. So in that I've got the Beatles' Cry Baby Cry, Make Your Mother Sigh. And I've got REM's Everybody Hurts. I've been told that when I play that, the YouTube feed stops because REM won't let their music be played on YouTube. So I don't play that one very often.
Well, let me attest to the fact that it adds to the atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere there, and the music plays a big role. There was new equipment installed about a year ago, and the quality has been enhanced greatly as far as the sound system. Did you play a role in selecting the sound?
No, that was above my pay grade, but like I said, I'm happy. not only am I doing music, but I'm also trying to run the electronic screen now and keep up with plays. And we're going to get a class one day on how to develop new slides for that and how to put up animated slides. It'd be great to have Santa Claus dunking a basketball or shooting a three or something like that. So, but yeah, they've added that to me. And so I'm doing the music, audio and visual now. So.
Well, you do a great job. Dr. David Finley, great to have you as our halftime guest. Thank you for all you do in enhancing. I mean, you know, a ball game is a ball game, but music and PA can add just some electricity to the atmosphere, and you do that, and we appreciate it.
Well, thanks. And thanks for all you do for us. It's a great thing to be able to have our games out there on JockJive.
It is our pleasure to do them. David Finley, thanks for being our guest.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Second half action underway in a 4-point game. At one point, Shelton State had been able to develop a 15-point lead, but the Tigers, by the end of the first half, had trimmed that to 4. Nicola, she was the leading scorer in the first half for the Bucks and continues to add to the total. We've had two 20-point scores in the Classic. And Nicola could be the third, as she's now got 14 in the game. You saw some of the team numbers at halftime, taking a look at some of the individual numbers. Polk, the leading scorer for the Tigers, with 9. She was also the top rebounder with 4. And she stayed on the floor longer than any other Tiger, 17 minutes and 56 seconds. Foul issues for the Tigers. You have got Drawn and Real with 2. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, top scorer in the first half with 12 was Nicola. She was tied for the team lead in rebounds with 4, along with Omianazi. The assist leader, Hobdy, with a couple of assists. And your most time on the floor, Bone, 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Given to Nicola, and Nicola with 16. Bench scoring, 2 for the Tigers, 4 for the Bucks. And off turnovers, 9 Buccaneer points and 4 Tiger points. And I think we've got officials with differing thoughts on who committed the foul. And our official to the near sidelines is going to win the argument. Well, let's see what this timeout is about. Somebody threw an elbow. And apparently it was real. That is going to be her third personal. Well, we saw some serious elbow throwing in the prior game. 2 broken noses within the span of about 2 minutes. Drawn with a give to O'Day. O'Day sending it in and out. Tipped out of bounds by Bone. Second half starters for Chattanooga State. Curry, O'Day, Polk, Reel, and Drawn. Same 5 that began the game. And the same is true for Shelton State. They've got their starting 5 from the first half as their starting 5 for the second half. Reel to O'Day. 1 lead change in the first half. And your longest runs, 13-0 for Shelton State and 13-2 for Chattanooga State. Bone with a miss from the corner. Reel's got it. Well, I'm not sure what's got us going back to this end of the floor. I'm just sure we're going back. And it'll be Chattanooga State ball put in play to Drawn. Just trying to get rid of it, knowing she was about to fall out of bounds. Hobney will take it, and you've got a whistle and foul. And that'll be called on Curry. 2 on Curry. In play to Nicola, 18 in the game, might be 19 as she gets fouled and heads to the strike. In and out for Nicola. Doesn't miss many during a game. That's a couple of misses for Nicola. Had a miss in the first half. And a miss in half number 2. As a matter of fact, in that first half of play for Nicola, 4 of 5 from the line. Goes over to O'Day, puts up the 3, drops it in. Off the rim for Omianazi. Gets her own rebound, goes over to Bone. Nicola to Hamdi. Back over to Omianazi. Shoots the 3. Just a little bit strong. Walk up into the game. Coming down with the rebound. Then a 5-point game with less than 6 to go in the third. Fan down low to Walker. Trying to get the pass to Polk and bump from the backside. Polk by Bone. Here comes Pleasant into the game. Out goes Obianazi. Polk to put it in play from the baseline. In play to Polk, and she's off on the 2. Rebounded by Hobney. And there is the 19th and 20th point of the game for Nicola in this one. Handed to Drawn. Drawn at the timeline on the left side of the floor. Working away to the corner is O'Day left side. Given to Curry. Got it top side, putting up the 3 over Thomas. Too strong, and Nicola and Thomas battling for the rebound. Got away from both, but not away from Hobney. She'll bring it to the glass and lay it up and in. Walkup just kind of lost the handle, trying to hold up on a pass, and then it slips out of the fingertips. Fortunately for the Tigers, unfortunately for the Bucks. No points as a result. Polk at the stripe, leans in, got rim. Rebounded by Jenkins now in the game. Hobney sending it to Nicola. And Nicola with 22. Got a timeout on the floor. It is asked for by Chattanooga State, but it will be combined with a media timeout. Buccaneers back out in front by double digits. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it. There is the winningest coach in the NJCAA. Okay, winning percentage-wise. Colin Hardy has coached 2 games and won them both. I mean, you can't do any better than that. And there's nobody in the NJCAA that's got a better winning percentage. They might be able to equal it, but it ain't better. Coached a game when Coach Matana Thompson was sick, and then coached a game after she got ejected from a game and had to sit out one. And won them both. Conversation between officials before we resume play coming out of the media timeout. 3:56 to play. Quarter number 3. Well, I'm not sure what this timeout is. Maybe it's the media. I thought they combined media with the prior one. It has gotten a little discombobulated in the third. But Shelton State leading it by 11.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Chattanooga State, Shelton State, the Hangar, Americus, Georgia. Lady Jets Holiday Classic. Into the next to the last game, the 10th one of the event. Stolen away by Hamdi, and she will put it up and in. Another steal. Jenkins, and 2 tries, nothing doing. Drawn's got it. And you got a jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep us on this half of the floor. And as Jones with a drive, missed the shot. Up with the ball, Curry, and she'll bank it off the glass. Homney to Pleasant, left open for the 3. Rebounded by Jenkins, and the putback by Jenkins. 4 in the game now for Jenkins. Angelovska into the game, throws it away, stolen by Hamdi. .13 lead, the biggest first half advantage, 15 by the Buccaneers. Curry with a miss on the other end of the floor, retrieved by Jenkins. Gives it to Pleasant. Into the corner to Hamdi, down low to Nikolna. Gives it back to Hamdi. And Nikolna says, heck, I'll try it again. Got it. 24 in the game. We have not had a 30-point score this week. And Nikolna now 6 away from that. Off on the Curry 3 try, rebounded by Thomas. Kicks it over to Pleasant. Nikolna with it down low. Able to turn the corner on Angelovska. Polk losing the dribble, able to get it to Drawn without losing the possession. Inside the arc, then outside to Polk. Polk for 3 off the iron. Hamdi's got it. Feeds over to Nikolna, and there is a bucket from 30 for Nikolna. Curry with a feed to Polk. Fades and fires, too strong. Rebounded by Curry, and the putback is there. Hamdi missing on the 3. Angelovska missing from long range as the buzzer sounds to put an end to 3. Buccaneers looking to go 2-1 in the Classic. Up by 17.
South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
And doing a little dancing. Even the youngsters doing a little dancing to Casey and the Sunshine Band. I think I mentioned this earlier, you know, the old music, the 70s. I mean, really, doesn't get any better. 75, 85, that range, that decade of music. Off on the 3 try by Jenkins. Kimball into the game. Gives it over to Jenkins. Trying to get the put back. It's 10 rebounded by Walker. Walker too strong. Taking it to the other end of the floor. That is Obianazi, and she'll be charged with the offensive. Stolen away by the Bucks. Pleasant. Taking it to the top of the key. Turns and fires over to Obianazi. And Obianazi missing on the 3. Trying to get the put back. Adams. Tipped out of bounds and done so by Kimball. Reeled back into the game for the Tigers. Playing with 3 personals. Gives it to O'Day. And Walcom got ahead of the pack, but just couldn't hang on. It'll go out of bounds and belong to the Bucks. Well, I'm not sure based on the fact that we are 8:38 away from ending this one. Of course, you know, basketball minutes and real minutes can be very, very different. But if this one does indeed end a little bit early, do we start the last game at 4? Or do we try to get a head start on it? Drawn going to the stripe. Drawn a 66% free throw shooter. Nearly 7 points a game. Out of bounds off the box. It'll be Tiger basketball. One more game to go. Chipola looking for their 17th win of the year. 16-0 coming in, but South Georgia Tech trying to humble them a bit in the final game. Final game of the Classic. Final game of 25. Here at the hangar. We'll be back in 25 as Rio and Kimball take over. Kimball got up, looked like with a little fire in the eyes. I think she probably thought about the fire in the eyes of one Madonna Thompson if anything broke out as a result. And said, you know what? I'm going to head to the sidelines. Coach has got some subs anyway. Thomas is firing from the paint. Picked up by O'Day, goes to the other end of the floor to Jones. And Jones over the rim for two. Davis into the game, down it goes to Nicola. Davis shooting for three, off the rim. And Nicola over the back of O'Day. It'll be brought in from the baseline on the opposite end of the floor. Checked in on Alabama and Michigan lately. Last time I did, though, Michigan was up by 9. Is that game over? Yep, 19-13. Wolverines upsetting the Crimson Tide. That happened in the ReliaQuest Bowl. In the Citrus Bowl, South Carolina with a 3-zip lead at the 7:09 mark in the first. And with 4:34 to go in the second, in the Sun Bowl, Louisville with a 21-14 lead over Washington. Curry bringing it to the left side, steps back, fires, launches the 18-footer. And it's an 11-point game. Far from over. Bone for three. Real with the top side. Thought about giving to Jones, instead to Curry. Curry just inside midcourt. Giving to O'Day. O'Day for three, and she'll match the three on the other end of the floor. So Bone and O'Day with reciprocating threes. Homney bringing it into the paint. Little scoop, not there. Rebounded by Polk. Goes over to Curry, and Curry from 8 feet out. Polk with a board. Get another opportunity to make it a single-digit ball game. The ball is elusive. Finally found by O'Day. Hands it to Curry, shoots the three off the rim. Rebounded by Bone, given to Hobney, goes down to Nicola, and Nicola off the rim. Laid in by Curry. And it is a single-digit advantage again. Into the corner, Bone wanting another three. Bone's got what she wants. And a 30-second timeout asked for by the Bugs, but I think we've turned it into a full media timeout. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch, shortstop. Gross. the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Four minutes and 45 seconds left to play. And the Hanger in Americas. Another terrific holiday tournament. Great Ladies Junior College basketball has become synonymous with the Classic here in Americas. Back to a 10-point game. Lob down low to Thomas. Thomas with real defending, able to shoot over her for two. Jones the miss, Nicola with the rebound. Romney's got it out front. Shelton State looking for their 11th win of the year. Chattanooga State vying for victory number 10. Obianazi into the game. Davis will go out for the Buccaneers. Put in play to Bone. Saved over to Bone. Give it to Obianazi. Screen set by Nicola. Nicola looking for 30 in the game, short on the shot. Second try for 30, makes it. And our first 30-point score of the weekend is Nicola. Lead goes to 14 with 3:13 to go. And into O'Day. Polk bringing in baseline. O'Day for three. Too strong. Nicola with the rebound. Gives over to Hamdi. Nicola rattling it in. 32 now in the game for Nicola. 32 of the 62. She's got more than the rest of the team combined. Jones giving to O'Day. Back it goes to Polk. Short on the two try. And she got kind of clotheslined by Thomas. And apparently not in the act of shooting, so it'll be brought in from the baseline. That is the fourth team foul for the Bucks. Curry with a miss. In play to Hamdi. And that'll go out of bounds off of Hamdi. Well, the game is going to end a little bit early, so the question becomes, do we, in 20 minutes, get the final game of the day underway, or are we going to wait until the 4 p.m. tip? Curry missing. Thomas with a rebound. Lob to Nakona. And Nakona with the offensive. And don't forget, as we come to the end of this one, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's what we're working on currently. You know, yeah, if you want to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Skies, we'll definitely take it. But we're trying to get those YouTube numbers up. When you've got 10,000 subscribers, kind of opens some additional YouTube doors. So the short-term goal, 5,500. Came into the game needing about 24, I think. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. We'll give you more reasons to. Interviews, shows, highlight clips, polls, and more. Thomas with the rebound. And Angelovska stepping back onto the floor, trying to get back onto the floor before making the grab of the loose ball, but apparently was stepping a bit out, just a tad out. And Obi Ganazi going to dribble this one out. Well, maybe not dribble it out. Just sit it on the hip and let it expire out. And there is your ball game, a 62-46 win. Buccaneers going 2-1 in classic play. And 11-3 overall. And there is a single game left. Chipola and South Georgia Tech coming up, and we'll see if it is 26 minutes or if we get a little earlier start time due to the quickness of this one.